Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for another week with Mirree's Dreamtime Messages. I hope you had a wonderful week last week. We're starting a brand new week, and it's basically the last full week of April, then we're going to be going into a new month of May. And so Mother's Day is coming up very soon, and I can't believe how quickly this year has been going by. Gosh, where has it gone? And so I hope you had a wonderful week with the beautiful cards that we drew out last week with I am determined, with the crocodile, with dragonfly. When I focus on mastering a change, I allow my soul to evolve to the next level. This enables greater development and personal power within my life. I hope you had some shifts within yourself, or maybe you could notice those shifts, in your environment, or maybe there was an opportunity that came your way as well, which I hope that really, helped you to gain some more confidence within yourself and some personal power. Having personal power is not about being almighty and powerful. No, it's about being empowered within yourself and within your life and the things that you do, and to bring value into people's lives, not just in your own life, but in the people that you connect with on an everyday basis. And the other card that we drew out is with I am trusting. When I give myself the strength to keep going with my goals, I trust that I reach my end result regardless of any challenge. And so usually when we get the camel card, we may be feeling like a certain way, like, this is hopeless. I don't know if this is gonna get, I don't know where this is gonna lead. I just wish I had some more confidence or trust in what I was doing. And so that's why getting this card helps us to really have trust that that we're going to be working through any challenges that come our way, and it's not the time to give up. And so I'm always happy when I see the end of a week after receiving this card in a week, because usually it's it can be a little bit hard for that week, but we have to remember that hard times never last long. And so it's about keeping focused on a forward movement. And so the other card that we drew out was with yellow face honey eater. I am grounding. And maybe you would have noticed that you could have felt like that there was just so much happening in your week that you just felt like that it was really difficult to ground this week. When I sit with the ground beneath my feet, I align myself back to nature. This connects my spiritual energy with the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Actually, where I live, we had a 4.5 or something earthquake, and so that was on a Tuesday. So that was really interesting that we got that last week while we got the grounding card. And so at the start of the week I felt really, really grounded, but then as we hit towards the end of the week, I just felt like, oh my gosh. And so I don't know how you guys felt, but I'd love to know in the comments how your week went. Now we're starting a brand new week, so it's going to be interesting to see that the cards that are going to come out for this week. And so the week is going to be starting the 20th of April and running until the 26th. And so if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Mirree, and I am the contemporary Aboriginal artist that you see on my social media pages. And my style is quite varied, and in my usual practice I paint between 50 and 100 paintings per year, especially when I have a good run in my studio. But sometimes I don't get such a good run because sometimes it may be either too hot or too cold. And so you can find a lot of my products in my online store at artbymirree.com.au, which you can find in the description box below. And I have self-published about 10 books now, and you can find all my books and my greeting cards and all sorts of goodies down below in the link in the description box. And so I have quite a number of my artworks and my goods that you see in my store around town where I live. And I now have my artwork at the Australia Post in my local area, and also some other, you know, my goods were always at the information centre, and a couple of other places as well. And so I'm slowly getting myself out there as much as I can. But when you have a handmade business where you're doing handmade paintings, it takes up so much time. And so for all the creatives out there, you know, shout out to all the creatives out there that are, you know, working really hard to get their work out there, you know, because it's not something that ever stops. And not even for me, like, although I've been online now since 2010, and you know, that may seem like a short period of time, which I'll be going into my 16th year this year, I've actually been doing my art for 3 decades now. And so over 3 decades actually. And so, but I only decided to come online in 2010, and so I've been doing my artworks for such a lot longer than what I've been online, but it's just taken a lot of time and dedication to get myself on here. And so now I've been on here for quite some time now, and you can probably see so much of my different artworks around the place on the different social media channels. But yeah, it never stops. And so yeah, I just wanted to give all the creatives out there a big shout out, but a big shout out to all my subscribers. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you know, how many subscribers I've been getting in the last couple of years, and for that I'm so very grateful. But I'm grateful to each and every one of you for being here with me each and every time that I upload a video, and commenting and liking and sharing, as it you know, brings a lot of good energy to the channel and to our little community here that we have here on the YouTube Art by Mirree channel. And you know, there's so many things for you guys to watch. That's why I've uploaded so many videos over the years now. I think there's over 1,000 videos that you can watch of me being creative, and my stories of my artworks and my products, and you name it. So yeah, there's never a dull moment. There's always something that you can listen to or read about. And so I hope you've been enjoying the channel. I would love to hear your feedback, as it really warms my heart. And so I want to just thank you to everyone for being here. And so I'm not sure, have you got your Dreamtime card deck yet? And so yeah, this one was been in the making for such a long time. The first one actually came out in 2016, and so yeah, I've been wanting to get back to doing a lot more products, but at the moment I'm just focused on keeping things going at this point in time. And so I want to be making some more products soon for you all. But in the meantime, if you haven't got your Dreamtime card deck, then you know, now's a great time. We've got it in a little box where you can keep all your cards and your little booklet in, and you can follow along every week, and as we pull out the cards that are going to be guiding us every week. And because every week on a Sunday I upload this video, which is usually between 15 to 30 minutes long, and and it's just guiding us every week, keeping a positive lifestyle and a positive mindset in all that we do, and you know, being guided by the Holy Spirit. Oops, just pick up those. Don't go anywhere. And yeah, so we'll put those ones back because if it wants to come out, it'll come out again. Yeah, and so yeah, let's see the cards that we're going to be pulling out. Every week I just, you know, give myself a little cleansing from the week, and so that I can give us the most clear messages that are coming through. And a lot of my artworks, I've do little stories with my artworks so that you can understand the meaning a bit more and go deeper into the artworks as well. And so if you know any of your friends and family that would love to be a part of Art by Mirree community, then please don't hesitate to share the link to my YouTube channel with them. And yeah, it's always exciting finding the artworks and stories that, you know, intercept our own little journey and helps us to encourage us on our journey. I think it's you know, a really beautiful way in order to tap into our own inner guidance within us as well, connecting to the Holy Spirit or whatever you believe in. And so the first card that we drew out this week is with the Black Swan. I am intuitive, letting us know when I give myself permission to trust in my inner guidance, which expands the wisdom of my soul. I was only just talking about that, to do with tuning into those artworks or stories of mine that are really, you know, hitting you on a deep level, on a soulful level. And so because, you know, it's about being real and genuine with ourselves mostly, and truthful about what's happening inside, and, you know, what direction do we want to take, and how can we tap into that more within ourselves, and, you know, and be the best version, or be the best part or of ourselves, you know, that's connecting to also and aligning with also the people that connect with us the most on the most you know, positive and enriching way. If we have a look at the Black Swan, and is number 34 card, and so this was one of the cards that new animals that I brought into this new limited edition deck, because I actually haven't finished this deck. There will be more animals in it, and so, but the paintings, my 1 meter paintings, are from this actual series, and so I haven't quite completed them yet. So are you feeling broken, or maybe you seem to have some pieces of the missing puzzle of your life that haven't come back together for you yet? Black Swan will guide you on your journey as you venture into unknown territories to find the missing pieces of your soul. The purpose of Black Swan dreaming is to teach you about your individuality and fountain of your youth, providing you with the wisdom and dreaming of your soul. Your action step this week to do with Black Swan: you're going to thrive by taking action to push yourself to explore your inner boundaries, and so this will enable you to venture into unknown places within your soul and territories you haven't been to before. Trust in your own inner guidance through this process of the heart and soul. Meditation and music will greatly assist you during this time in expanding the knowledge of your inner beauty, and it's such a beautiful thing. And so allow yourself the time to be open to explore yourself more without any judgments or restrictions which could have been placed upon you from past or negligent experiences. I'm not very good at pronouncing that word. You could be feeling, as a negative, you could be feeling inexperienced, lazy, abandoned, or negligence in humanity. So you can always turn that around by going on a meditative journey. I've been doing a lot of meditation lately, actually, and it's been really helping me. If you find that you're actually going through a certain phase, or you're going through a certain cycle, or you're going just through something and you want to go through it quicker, like, you know, if you're going through something, you know, we have the choice whether we want to have this to drag out for months and weeks and years on end, or if we just want to, okay, let's, you know, we want this to, okay, not take any longer than a week, whatever it is. It's our choice, you know, it's our choice how we want to, you know, have that play out in our lives, how long we want to have that play out in our lives. Maybe we don't want it to play out very long. And inner wisdom, it's highlighting, Black Swan's highlighting our inner wisdom and our individual dreaming and exploration, exploring that individual part of ourselves and what makes up the individual part. Like for me, Mirree, what makes up the individual part of Mirree? Like for me, like having a really high creative life in what I do, and being able to share that with others. That's part of who I am and the essence of Mirree. And so, you know, what is the essence of you? What makes up who you are, and what makes you so individual, and what is the parts of you that you can tune into today, that you can be intuitive about, that's going to bring out those really individual parts of yourself from deep within your soul. And you know, so that's what Black Swan is helping us with today, that to trust this part of yourself. You know, other people can sometimes we can feel like we can't trust ourselves around certain people, or we feel hurt by other people, and you know that you know, makes us shrink. And so, you know, it's important not to shrink, but you know, you want to expand yourself from within and expand yourself out, because you're so unique and you have so much to offer the world. And you know, and it's important to cherish yourself, even if other people aren't cherishing you. It's important that you cherish yourself in all the little ways, in all those little ways. And the other card that we pulled out this week, geez, it's going to be a very creative week this week. I am light when I acknowledge, respect, and nurture my creative energy. I develop my light to be the true reflection of the divine creator. And so nurturing your creativity is not something that's, you know, I'll just say this now. I may make it look like it's easy, but it's far from easy. You know, I have, you know, I know it was my choice to come online and to share my artworks with other people. I understand that. And, oops, sorry. I understand that, but, you know, it's something that you can't really go back on once you've done that. And I do get a lot of hassles from people, and so it's not something that I let get to me. But you know, it's about being mindful of your actions and the consequences of those actions, you know, and thinking about, is this something I really, really want in my life? And if it is, then go forward without any inhibitions, or any fear, or any, go forward without any fear or any setbacks or any anything that's going to waver that determination of yours. But you know, if you feel like it's not something, then that's okay as well. You can change your path. You can look for different ideas that you can move forward with what you want to do. Maybe it's just not coming out the way that you want it to. And so you know, you can, you know, adjust a few things so then it is coming out a better way. And yeah, I mean, I've been doing these videos now since, like, oh my gosh, 2016, 2017, to do with my Dreamtime messages. And so I think it was about a year ago, for example, I decided that I wanted to draw out 3 cards instead of just the normal 2 cards that I do. And so, you know, that's like an example of your creative, putting out your creative endeavors and your works in like a slightly different way. Like, you know, because when you do something for so long, it becomes second nature. You get tired, you get bored, or you feel like that you're not having the same impact on people like you were before. And so you want to be able to level yourself up. And so, you know, it's about thinking about how I can present myself in a creative manner that brings in more of these beautiful colors. And so when we're faced with fear, this can cause us to feel uncertain, which can result in poor decision making and destructive energy in our life that has nowhere to go. So do not despair. It's time to channel the destructive energy into your creativity, which will enable you to see clearer the path ahead for you. So sometimes, you know, you can't always work things out in the real world. Real world. Well, you know, we are in the real world. What I mean by that, we are living in the real world, Mirree. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, sometimes it's like the video. Remember, did you guys watch the Quiet Contemplation video from last week? I highly recommend that you have a listen to that. But with the Quiet Contemplation, for example, you know, it's about removing ourselves from our everyday life in order to get a better perspective on what we're wanting to figure out at the time. Maybe there's something, or maybe we need to get a different perspective. And so it's like thinking about having a different perspective on something that you need to pull away from, in order so that you can get that perspective, like through quiet contemplation. And so what I'm saying here is that when you're trying to figure out maybe something to do with your creativity, or maybe developing your creativity, sometimes it's can be highly beneficial to start a creative project and just leave your mind, just put your mind off to the side and just use your creative energy to start a creative project or something that creative that you love, in order for you to come to some kind of conclusion or some kind of realization within yourself. And so this is what the rainbow serpent is showing us, because it's giving us a lot when we feel this way, when we may be feeling this kind of fear, and so because it's reminding us that our soul has more potential than we're actually giving it credit for at this time. And so it's important to put your energy into something creative, such as drawing, painting, art, music, or yoga, or something like that, that, you know, brings out this energy, this creative energy within you, and you can start to see it dancing or moving, or its movement when you practice this creativity long enough, or do it as many, you know, do it for, you know, a period of time, then you will start to see this spirit and energy that I'm talking about, like dancing like the rainbow serpent. And so Are you aware of the reflection of this light and soul that has upon others? This is the pure divine light and energy that the Creator has gifted to each and every one of us. So it's up to you to discover its powers and the great divine light within you. And so the purpose of the light of the soul, and that is the light of the soul, quietly observe and its true essence from within, like I was talking about to you. Is it colorful, ever changing and developing into the true creation and reflection of the divine presence? You are truly powerful, so trust in your creativity to affect others with your light. You are becoming more aware of your creative nature. And so what action can you take this week in order to bring that light of the rainbow serpent and creative energy out in you more? You could take some relaxation classes such as creativity, coloring, creative craft, art classes, or by getting in touch with your sexuality more. And so you could be fearing and there's and this is causing destruction in your life and uncertainty because of this fear and this uncertainty. You can always turn that around by thinking about your pure light and your creativity and using that as a potential to bring out more of this positive nature and creative nature within you more. And so that is the next card that we drew out. Let's have a look, and which is our final solution card for the week. And you know, these videos seem to go so quick, and I try to not make them too long, and especially if you guys don't have much time. But that's why I upload it on a Sunday, so you can have more time to go through the video and take your time to really you know, soak up the messages and understand how, you know, these messages are, you know, the doorway to something much better for yourself. And so you're awakening this week. Wow. And with the ancestral dragonfly, when I allow myself to step outside of my limits, the opportunities for expansion and growth are limitless. This leads to the awakening of our gifts deep within. It's not always easy to step out of those constraints or our, you know, routines or our structures that we've put, you know, that we've placed ourselves within. It's not always easy, but when we can step outside of those, that's where our opportunities for growth are. And you know, we may feel fearful, like what the rainbow serpent was telling us, or we may feel like we can't expand the wisdom of our soul, like the black swan, or we may feel like there's no opportunities. But you know, it's stepping outside of those boundaries which is going to actually expand ourselves into a much more supporting role, much more supporting way, that we can keep continuing our creativity or keep creating the new projects that you want to keep working on, or keep working on your family life the way that makes you feel creative. Or maybe you want, you know, it's your work life that gives you that freedom, which makes you feel really creative. And so we're all creative beings, you know, and it's may not necessarily be your job role to be creative, but maybe you have that feeling within inside yourself, and you know that you're creative. And so, you know, it's about bringing this creativity out in us more and going beyond our limitations, that we're the ones that have placed these limitations on ourselves. It hasn't been anybody else. And so, you know, and it's also, you know, we may feel safe in those kind of places where we don't have to step outside of our boundaries. And so, but are we really doing ourselves a service? Are we really doing service to ourselves by staying safe, by staying unstuck? So, you know, that's really something to think about this week. And so if we have a look, the ancestral dragonfly is number 23, which is on page 59. In the beginning there was new life from the creation series of the Dreamtime, brought to you by Mirree and the ancestors. And in honor and respect of the ancestors, may they always be in our sights for future generations to come. And I want to just send a big thank you out to all my ancestors. And I know that I can't see most of them, but I can feel their presence with me every single day. And so may they always be in our sights for future generations to come, continuously replenishing nature and spirit through our hearts and our minds. Dragonflies have existed for more than 320 million years, and this evidence is found in fossils. They are the fastest flying insects in the world, and they have 2 sets of wings, but we can only really see one. Dragonflies remind us at the beginning of time, when creation first started, when everything was created in innocence. Allow yourself to see through any limitations that are currently preventing you from further growing. And like I said to you before, it's in your hands. How long do you want to remain stuck? How long do you want to be preventing yourself from growing, from expanding your love towards within yourself, and expanding your love towards other people, and expanding your abundance and within yourself, and expanding the abundance towards other people. And so it's in your hands, and so allow yourself to see through these limitations that are preventing this further growth. Transform any negative situation that's coming your way. So don't take it to heart, but just see it for what it is, and then let it go. You're learning more about negative patterns which were previously playing out in your life, causing havoc. From this new perspective, you will recreate your life from scratch, from the beginning of time, when everything was innocent and brand new. Like, for example, I been doing my artworks for such a long time now, that I was a teenager so long ago, and so obviously recreated so many patterns back then. And so how I was back then and how I am now is like completely different, and I've evolved myself and I've transformed myself so that I can expand myself. And so nearly every week I hear from someone, "Oh, I didn't know about your artwork, Mirree," and I absolutely love it. And this is what I mean about being able to expand yourself, so other people can see you, other people can reach you, and other people can enjoy the work that you do. And this is just an example in relation to myself, but it's also in relation to you. The action step this week, you are understanding more about certain patterns of negativity that are playing out in your life, so that you can release them in order to go back to the beginning to create something brand new. So maybe what you created 2 years ago is no longer valid now, because you've grown so much in those 2 years. And so now you're needing to transform or alchemize yourself from how you were 2 years ago to how you are now. And so then that actually helps you in order to break down any negative patterns or transform them, so that you can create something brand new from scratch, like the dragonfly says, going back to the very beginning. And so it's more in line with you now, with the Mirree version 3.0 now. For example, to do with me. and your version, what's your version look like now? Let's we don't really want these negative patterns to be constricting us anymore. We want them to help us to soar and fly to the places that we want to go, and so that we can be the person that we want to be for ourselves and for others as well, but firstly for ourselves. And so these are the 3 cards that we pulled out this week. I hope you guys have a wonderful week coming up. These cheerful and beautiful cards and animals that are going to be guiding us this week. It's pretty exciting. We can explore ourselves through Black Swan. I am intuitive, and help us to and give ourselves permission to trust trust in our guidance system so that we can make better decisions in our lives. Trusting ourselves is a really big thing to do, but you know, step by step we can trust more and more about the decisions that we make and the people that we meet. And so the other card we got was with Rainbow Serpent, I am light. When I acknowledge and respect and nurture the creative energy within myself, I develop myself to be the true reflection. And so creative energy needs nurturing, and so it's important to be gentle with yourself as well, and keep developing the creative nature within you that you're understanding more and more about every single day. And the other card, I am awakening to all the possibilities and the expansion of myself, and this growth is limitless. And so sky is the limit this week, because you know, we know this is a solution card, and so you know, these are all connected this week. And so you can come back to this video anytime to look at the action steps. But if you've got your guide book, it's the perfect way that you can go through the action steps and follow along every week. I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button or like, comment and share. And because I'm going to be uploading some brand new videos this week, and that I hope everyone's going to enjoy and you know, videos of another new painting. And I hope you enjoyed the other new painting that I've been doing lately. Anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.